Hello, Sasha here, and we're going to talk about how mines counter Badger. And we have this game against Penguin, aka Green Biscuit. He's running this deck pretty off meta, no cams. Not that you need cams to be meta, that's a separate discussion. Because Falcon Skunk gets free wins on some maps just because you build enemy pretty quick. But that's besides the point. I'm running this deck, aka Jin's deck. Which, I mean, I just happen to know it's Shin's deck, but I just started using its deck because I was trying to think of a good deck to myself, and I was like, that's pretty good. And I just kind of naturally came upon it, then when I was using it, I realized it was Shin's deck. England's playing Toads, which is pretty unusual. He said it's to fight lizards, which kind of makes sense, but I prefer moles for fighting lizards, honestly. Because if you have more units and they have lizards, or I guess it depends. If you're fighting Squizzard, I mean Squizzard can still beat Skrill Toad. It's just more difficult than Squizzard versus Skrill Mole. But a heavy Squizzard or a heavy Lizard army or Pearl Lizard army kind of dies to Skrill Mole too if you attack with more units. Pretty easy to do when you have moles. Yeah, really nice map for me. Like these two mills are low ground. It's kind of a choke point. Like they only really have one angle of attack, and there's water and some terrain blockers. Tile blockers, I guess is the proper word. I don't know. So they're not awful, but it gives me opportunities. Well, my bases are pretty much for 3 different choke points. And I like this map for myself. Because I'm pretty sure I can do a good job for pretty standard early game, just Wizard Eco versus Skrill Toad Eco. Are mines OP? Because, I mean, revealing honest to God doesn't actually do anything 90% of the time. Because, I mean, well, most of the time it honestly doesn't work. Because you have to spend like 2 seconds per area, and that just takes forever. Like, the enemy's gonna get their tier 3, or they're gonna get units out when you spend that long stuff looking for mines. Going Badger. I decided to not go Owl. He's going Badger. Going Mass Falcon. Only 2 skunks because I need as much DPS as possible, more mines. Game is gonna go to the 3rd mill. Now, I'll get a little bit deeper with my analysis once the fighting starts, so. Lots of mines. Oh, okay, let me start talking now. Mines kind of really soft counter Badger, and you want to put them in groupings. Usually it's kind of, well, see, when you put them in a group, like one tier 1 can set off like multiple mines, which is kind of lame. But if you put them in a group to maximize DPS and damage, so pigeons can't really do a whole lot of healing if everything just gets killed right there. And tier 2 obviously blow up right away too, which is nice. And against Badger, it's a son of instant, it's a lot of instant damage that the Badger player isn't expecting. So yeah, just doing multiple groups, and there's a very specific reason I'm putting them like this. A little bit slow on the eco here, but whatever. So I farm up more mines. I'm gonna push. Then this happens. I put down Owl. Why do I put down Owl? Because I'm fighting Badger. Because Badger technically doesn't counter Owl in a fight. It counters Owl, people say, and it does counter Owl because of this. Is because it gets a free, because the mice automatically engage, which is basically a free rev for the Badger. But if that doesn't happen, the Owl's just like 8 extra lizards for your army, and so the Badger's not particularly special there. And you can do harass with the Owl too, and yeah, harass with the Owl is actually really good. A lot of people are saying Owl isn't that strong this patch, and people aren't running it, myself included. I don't run it a ton. I still think Owl's really good. I still run it a lot. Maybe not as much as I used to. So what's the point of these mines? Well, so the fighting's gonna start right about here. So his army's gonna run these, take some damage, and the fighting starts, but... So all his ground in tier 1 start to get cleared up, and he doesn't have cams or any other melee units that are gonna clear the mine, but the toads are gonna die right here, once the fighting starts and all that. So then we get here, he has falcons, pigeon, badger, and maybe skunks at the back. Well, not in this case, he hasn't built any skunks. So his badger starts to get revved up. What happens? The badger goes forward to keep the rev up and just keep on killing my units and stuff. And then it steps on 4 mines. Then it dies. Oh, so I did this funny little Liz run by, which was really garbage. I lost 12 Liz for 2 low food pigs. Really not a good play. When you have Squizzard, you generally want to, you pretty much almost always want to envelop. So he's coming across now. Builds up some units. But yeah, when you're fighting pigeons with Squizzard, definitely try to get the lizards in the back since they one-shot the pigeons. Okay, look what happens. So here's his badger. It's 58 HP. He actually has more falcons than me, which is pretty funny. He actually has a lot of skills too. Like, yeah, he actually has a good bit more army, like 160 speed or something. And I just lost all my lizards. So you know what? Let's see what happens. 58 HP. So yeah, as you can see, Skrill's just getting cleared up by combat skunk gas and everything. 51 HP. Wait, there's 4 mines right here. And he's trying to keep... Look, I'm backing off. So he runs into the 4 mines of his badger, which is one of the only units left on the ground. It's going to be in the front since he's really trying to keep the rev up. 50 HP? Oh, 12 HP. Yeah. Oh, and then the falcons kill it. So, yeah. Because when you have a bunch of mines... The badger player is not expecting that, so then all of a sudden they lose like half their health or something. Then you just burst it with a badger real quick. Now here, I just wanted to try to snipe off the mill real quick. I could have engaged the army and just cleaned this up, honestly. And then gone for the mill, but 2 things. I thought I could kill the mill quicker, and I didn't realize it would take like an extra 7 seconds. So I actually ended up losing a lot of iron. But the reason I wanted to kill it so quickly was because I figured he's rebuilding Badger. Obviously, at this point, he didn't end up rebuilding Badger, not yet. He didn't, like, I thought he would sell Warren to get the Badger rebuilding, so I was afraid that if I fought his army, then killed the mill, I would get a lot of value, but then I wouldn't have any Falcons out when his Badger comes out. So that's why I just went for the mill snipe. I thought I could kill it quicker, and I wanted to give myself time to rebuild my Falcon count. Unfortunately, while I did kill the mill, it took a while and I did lose a ton of falcons. But he hasn't started rebuilding his badger yet. Go ahead and sell my second owl warren. Now at this point, I'm feeling in a really nice spot because I just killed the mill and a ton of army. That next trade wasn't super good for me, but I mean the mill of 3 farms worth. So even though I don't have any extra eco on my part. Since having extra eco here for me would be really nice, but unfortunately I don't have any. Since I could handle the next phase of the game so much better and just be really ahead, honestly. Also, I have so much food tied up in mines. So I actually have less army than one might think here. Pretty conservative play. I was thinking about pushing, but I wasn't sure. I needed to scout. Not a ton of money, but I put 4 mines in the same spot again, but not a whole lot up here. Going up to Kunks now, which is really nice. Especially since I'm pretty heavy on the tier 1 here. More mines. He does see these ones though. Falcons. I'm not super quick to I actually haven't scouted this mill yet, which is... Oh, no I didn't. But I'm not super quick to eco since I like my position on the map, honestly. feel like I can make some magic happen. This is over here, so if he like goes this way again, I can rally all, and the lizards just come from behind. Those pigeons, so. Here's where the magic happens. So he sees my owl, and then I do this. Because owl harass is actually really good. Like, really, really, really good. Because for lizards that go kill stuff, the mice are lizards that kill stuff and they're free. Now, I thought I could get the owl out, but here's what you do if you can't get the owl out, and what I should have done here since I misread the situation. Okay, when you sell the owl, the mice do not despawn, so you burrow back your base and you sell the owl, and you don't lose anything except the mice. Also, check this out. This one mouse kills this badger warren. Oh yeah, well, because you should be doing multi-prongs, I just go ahead and skip it. And then he loses his ult, which is pretty unfortunate for him. Really him. This one mouse is actually gonna kill a badger warren. Like, wow. Like, mice harass is so good. Like, it's crazy good. So much damage. And they split apart on their own. It's just so nice. Don't need to micro them or anything. This owl warren lives, unfortunately, but he's starving again. Trying to get the owl back out. And here comes the next attack. Unfortunately, on this path I have the least amount of mines, and he's gonna see them. I try to kill his commander off, because try to damage the commander when mine reveal is happening. So he's... yeah, he kills all the mines before the fighting starts, which is really annoying. But this is not open terrain, there's water, there's lots of tile blockers. So I actually do manage to snipe the badger again. No, I already died, actually, so. And it's 5 falcons. Like, I thought I had a really good handle on this, but his skunks clean up all my ground, and my micro is kind of shit for the falcons. So I actually end up losing this fight. I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. Fortunately, he only has 2 falcons left over, and those can only damage buildings so quickly. Pulling off some mines. Yeah, he only kills, I think, what, 2 tier 1 warrens? Losing the farms is annoying, but okay, he kills 3 tier 1 warrens. So, not exactly the end of the world. And at this point I decide to attack because I'm worried he's rebuilding the badger, which is kind of a meme. I could probably just try base racing it. Well, I don't know. But so I'm worried he's rebuilding the badger, so I just attack. Since if he's rebuilding the badger, I figure I can just brute force my way through. But it turns out he's not rebuilding the badger, so this happens. And I take a not amazing trade. Really should have saved those falcons. Okay, I actually do save that one, thank god. Yeah, not the best trade. I mean, I killed the Milligan, but that's kind of nice. But value-wise, yeah, not super good for me. But I'm still pretty ahead. Like, I have one farm up right now is something while he's been starving forever. Also, since the mill is so low HP, when the opponent's building a mill, this could be the second mill, the third mill, the fourth mill. If you can get in right when it's building, you can just kill it. Like, say, if I was here right now, I could just kill the mill right away. It's a really tight window, but if you can find it, it's really nice. Because even if you hit a mill right when it's building, even like a handful of tier 1 can kill it. Because it starts, you know, it only goes up to 50 HP over the course of 20 seconds. That's really like just over 2 HP a second. That's not a lot. Like that gets like DPS from 2 skills beats the healing for building HP. So yeah, I'm just scouting now to see what he has. And I'm just really far ahead. There's a lot more on the map I can do. A little hesitant about attacking since Warren's mill, he has skunks, I have a lot of tier 1. It's a bit too risky. I do keep some mines up, which is pretty unnecessary, honestly. I only really need forward mines. I don't need multiple layers now. So I think I'm worried. I'm not really worried, but I figure if he tries to go around, I'll just kill his mill. And also, if he chases me here, I'll just drag him over to mines. So, yeah, this is just looking to do some Falcon poke. So his commander really can't go away at all, since 4 Falcons will kill stuff really quickly. Like, even the mill, so he doesn't really have the ability to scout. Like here, I even get a skunk. Well, now a fight starts. So I do take a bunch of damage on a falcon still, but I mean, I have mines and they killed one skunk already. It's an choke point, which is really nice. Now that he only has one skunk, and he just doesn't have enough here. That's what the mine hits. But yeah, mines are actually really good against Badger. You put them in a group, and preferably in layers, because you don't want enemy like cams or toads or other units that aren't the Badger killing off the mines or detonating the mines. So you have like a group in the back. The Badger starts to give its rev up. It goes forward. It hits all the mines. Then it loses like half its health or more, and then you can just burst down the Badger. So yeah, that is the end of this video.